The story of Old Lady Mary is about the true pursuit of happiness. She lived in a quiet little village, and because of her kindness and wisdom, the villagers often came to visit her. Although she lived alone, she never felt lonely. The villagers would bring food and daily supplies to her, or seek her advice, or share their lives with her. Mary always welcomed them, seeing these visits as warm mutual help and small moments of joy in her life. One morning, Mary went into the forest to collect firewood. The sunlight filtered through the leaves and the fragrance of the earth filled the air. While she was busy gathering the wood, she stumbled upon an old jar, half buried in the ground. The moment she opened the jar, her eyes instantly lit up. It was filled with shimmering gold coins. Her heart raced, and her mind quickly envisioned a life of luxury, living in a spacious mansion, sitting by a warm fireplace, enjoying the comforts of wealth. However, reality soon gave her a wake-up call. The jar was very heavy, and Mary tried to use a wooden board as a slide, tying it with cloth strips, struggling to drag it back home. As she walked, the gold coins began to change color. First, they turned into silver. Although Mary felt a twinge of disappointment, she reassured herself that silver would still enable her to live comfortably. She continued on, thinking that perhaps the silver was enough for her to enjoy a peaceful old age. But as she kept walking, the silver transformed into iron, and her fantasies of wealth were utterly shattered. Mary paused and looked at the iron blocks in her hands. There was no anger or disappointment in her heart. Instead, she smiled gently. She suddenly realized that what she truly needed had never been money. The greatest wealth she possessed was the time she had spent with her neighbors, helping each other through life. The small moments of joy, the selfless care, were the true sources of her inner fulfillment and happiness. She placed the heavy jar down and returned to her cozy little home. Sitting by the fireplace, she felt grateful for the food the villagers had brought her, cherishing these simple yet precious everyday moments. She understood that true happiness didn't come from money, but from inner peace and the love shared with others. That night, Mary sat in her old chair, watching the flames dance in the fireplace, her heart filled with contentment. She knew that sharing warmth and mutual care with others was a treasure far more valuable than any gold. From that day on, Mary continued to live her simple life. She kept helping her neighbors and joyfully accepted their kindness in return. She had learned to maintain peace and joy in every circumstance, and her heart was incredibly rich because of her understanding of true happiness. This story teaches us that wealth is not found solely in material possessions, but true abundance comes from inner contentment and the deep emotional bonds between people. Mary's wisdom and her attitude toward life show us that only inner peace can be the most precious wealth in life.
The content in the video is all from the book, comes with audio and text for learning. If you need to click my avatar into the home window to understand, books are suitable for lovers of English at every stage.